All right. So in this realm of step 5, communicating clear expectations, I think one of the things we miss out on worship leaders is helping and teaching our team members personal practice. And so I've been trying to figure out a way to help my team understand, and give them some concrete things to shoot for. Because you can say, hey, practice 20 minutes, but practicing 20 minutes for one musician could make all the difference. Practicing 20 minutes for another one will hardly make a dent in it. So we have to have some other sort of measures and some other sort of things to help them. And you guys may be familiar with this idea of the learning continuum. And you may have seen this before, this idea of unconscious incompetence, all the way through unconscious competence. And let's talk about that for real quick. Unconscious incompetence basically means I don't know what I don't know. And so if we're talking about a song and our music, it's basically, I don't even know this song. I've never even heard it. Song isn't even known to me. All right. And then we have this conscious incompetence. And all of a sudden we are aware of the song that we have to play for this Sunday, but we know that we don't know it. So I know that I don't know it. The song is introduced, but it's not yet learned. Then we go on to conscious competence. And that says, hey, I know this, but I'm still thinking about it. All right, so the song is learned, but it's not yet known or mastered. And then the last one is unconscious competence, where we know it, we aren't even thinking about it. We can just, play it without, there's muscle memory and things like that. All right, so if we look at this as a continuum, we can pretty much throw out the unconscious competent as far as, creating some terminology and some designations around this. And we don't really want to use, if we're talking with our team members, it's hard enough for me to say conscious incompetence, or conscious competence, it's kind of a tongue twister. So we need to come up with some number designations and simpler terminology for this. And so what I've done here is as you look at number 1 and 2, kind of on this continuum, that would be this, okay, it's conscious incompetence, and that's the learning phase. So I'm learning the song, and I'm getting it under my fingers, or I'm learning how the melody goes or whatever. And then the next one would be knowing. We move from learning to knowing, and it's conscience, see why we need different terminology, conscious competence. So we know the song. And then eventually we're able to play the song without even thinking about it because we know it so well. And that's what I would call mastery. Now, here's the thing. Memorization doesn't equal mastery. We can actually have something memorized and still be conscious of our playing. In fact, I do that a lot. I try to actually cram so I have things memorized, and I'm thinking about the Nashville numbers as I'm playing the song and going, okay, right here I need to play a 1-6-5-4 in this little turnaround, and then so that is not unconscious competence. That is not mastery. That's just, some cramming memorization that I did. So we have to keep understanding that memorization doesn't quite equal mastery. And we have to understand that level 5 is not really always going to be the goal. All right. So we have to understand that it would be nice if our team could master every song, but really the law of diminishing returns is at work here. All right, so hang with me here. That's kind of a big term if you've never heard the law of diminishing returns. Most of you guys probably have. But it's this idea that, okay, if for our congregation to hear a song that has been completely mastered, and then for them to hear a song that is like at a 4, high 3 to 4, it's known really well. Most of our congregation aren't really going to be able to tell the difference between that. But the amount of work it takes to move from like a 3.5 to 4 to 5, that amount of work is going to take a lot. And so, if we were a band touring around, yes, we want to get our songs to a point where we're not even thinking about it, so we can deal with, hey, what we're doing on stage and interacting with the audience. But we're not bands out touring. We are worship teams leading people, and we have new songs or different songs every week. And a lot of times we have different team members every week if we have a rotation. And so we have to look at what's possible with the amount of time we have. And so we want to help our team, understand that we aren't trying to maybe get to 5. Maybe, we're trying to get to a 3 or a 4 on songs. And that will, and then the mastery though will come as we repeat these songs more often. And we're going to be talking about repeating our songs more often as part of this building a culture of preparation. It's going to come in here. All right. So remember all this stuff at creating and communicating, all this stuff, these numbers and everything, it's all about creating, and communicating our expectations clearly. And so just having a system like this, and you can take and use this system, you can modify it, you can use decimal points, you can use hundreds and tens. I don't care. If it works for you, use it. But it's just giving your team members something to shoot for and a way to communicate. Like, hey guys, when you show up for rehearsal, maybe work at having your songs at like a 2.5. And then, by Sunday, if we're doing a brand new song, we'd love it if we're all at a 3 with it, for a brand new song. Then in the subsequent weeks, after we've done a little bit, we want it to move up to a 3 or 4. All right. And so it's important, though, that we not only teach them what to practice and what to shoot for, but we need to teach them how to practice as well.